stop what you're doing right now. If there is noise around you, let the silence settle. If there is someone near you, this moment is not for them. It is for you. What is coming now is not background content. It demands all of you. You passed the test. You walked through the fire of injustice, bore the weight of accusations that were not yours. You stood tall when everything told you to fall. The world saw you at your limit, and the enemy thought your exhaustion would be your end. They understood nothing. This morning, the heavenly court struck the gavel in your favor, and I need to tell you exactly why the survive and fight phase has just been closed in the divine court. You did not get here because of an algorithm. You arrived because you were marked to arrive. This is divine alignment. And what you survived was not to break you. It was to prepare you for this exact moment. Your mind replays the same scene, the same conversation, the same betrayal at 3 in the morning. Your body still trembles when a specific name appears on your phone screen. The money that comes in, no matter how hard you work, seems to slip through your fingers as if an invisible tap were open. You carry heavy armor, even at home. And the question that won't be silenced is, why do they prosper in lies while I struggle so much in truth? There is one thing I will put in your hands before this message closes. Something Solomon left recorded for the child of God who needs to walk through the harvest of divine justice, and that fits in your pocket. It is not a book to study. It is an instrument to bear the weight of what you carry. I will return to this. For now, just hold on. You feel the lump in your throat just thinking about the next family gathering, the next work meeting. The exhaustion is not just physical, it is spiritual. It is the weariness of one who guards their own honor 24 hours a day. And on this very matter, about this feeling of fighting a war alone that no one sees, I have already left the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it is there. But stay, because the Hebrew name for what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. Have you ever felt that this injustice that has surrounded you is not just human but spiritual? What if this pattern of sabotage, of unexplained losses, is a sign that there is a battle against the purpose God has placed on your life? It was in seeking answers to this that I found this digital guide called the Solomon Code. This guide is not just a reading, it is a key to spiritual understanding, a tool made for those who wish to see beyond appearances, to stop treating injustice as simple bad luck, and to understand why the attack rises with such force against those who bear a mark of God. Several chosen ones here on the channel have already felt the call of the code, but have not yet made the decision to download the digital guide. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. If you are one of the first to download it, come back here and write Amen. This will be your act of faith. And this very day, God may show you the reason why justice has finally come to your door. Let me show you the signs that your victory has already been decreed in heaven. The first is the inexplicable peace in the midst of chaos. While everyone expected your despair, you found an inner silence that did not come from you. This is not denial. It is the presence of the general of the armies encamped in your soul. The second sign is the sacred detour. People, opportunities, and invitations that once seemed certain began to be removed from your life without your intervention. Heaven is clearing your table, preparing the space for the banquet that is to come. The third sign is the silent altar of your home. You began to pray differently. Fewer requests, more surrender. You stopped presenting your defense and simply handed the case over to the judge. And about this scene, on your knees on your bedroom floor, in silence, handing over the case, I have already left the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it is there. But stay, because the Hebrew name for what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. The fourth sign is the sleep of the just. After months of insomnia, of tormented nights, you had a night of deep sleep, as if your body knew that the war outside can no longer touch the peace inside. The fifth sign is the loneliness of the giver. You found yourself helping others find the peace you yourself were seeking, and in doing so, your own peace multiplied. You became the channel for the healing you needed. Now let me give you a concrete tool for today. It is the prayer of surrendering the cause, anchored in Psalm 37 verses 5 to 7. The King James Version says, "Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. and he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. The protocol is simple. 3 times a day you will stop, close your eyes, and declare aloud, Father, I surrender this cause to you. My part was to fight with honor. Your part is to bring justice. I trust it is done. This realigns your soul with the certainty of divine intervention. And if you are feeling right now that this is exactly what you need, even before I continue, place your thumb now on the link in the first pinned comment. Don't click yet, just place your thumb. Feel the weight of the decision before you make the decision. This guide is not a method to do more. It is an instrument to endure more. It does not train you, it covers you. And the next call from that specific name will come sooner than you think. And it comes with 2 seals for your home, not for your performance. The first seal is the ritual of the just sleep. It is an audio. You do not read, you lie down. And what you used to call insomnia, today you will call an unsealed vigil. And you will learn to seal the night with the right name, in the right order, in the right voice. The second seal is the awakening of clarity, the 7 morning decrees. 7 short sentences, 1 for each morning of the week, so that you no longer wake up without an identity, so that you go through the first hour of the day with the posture of one who has been sent, not with the posture of one who has been run over. You have a 7-day unconditional guarantee to use it and feel it. 7 full days. If in 7 days the instrument has not touched what needs to be touched in you, if clarity has not arrived, you send an email and get your money back. No questions, no justifications. And the 2 seals, the ritual and the decrees, remain with you even if you return it. They are yours unconditionally. But I need to be direct with you. The real risk is not spending less than 2 coffees. The real risk is the next affront arriving, and you are still empty-handed. That is the risk that has a face. And it is about this face that I need to talk to you now. And maybe you are asking yourself some questions now that deserve an answer before we proceed. What if it's just my imagination and justice isn't coming? Faith is not seeing to believe, it is believing to see. The movement in heaven precedes the movement on earth. I've tried everything. Why would this be any different? Because this is not about your effort, but about alignment with a divine decree already released. How can a digital guide solve a real spiritual problem? The guide is the map. The journey is still yours. But a map changes everything for someone lost in the forest. And the proof that it's not just you is here. A 45-year-old lawyer specializing in divorces wrote to me, I saw injustice every day at work, but when it knocked on my door, I fell apart. The code taught me to be the judge of my own peace before being a lawyer for others. A 58-year-old truck driver. The loneliness of the road was my refuge and my prison. After the ritual of sleep, for the first time in years, the silence of the cab became peace and not anguish. And a 22-year-old student, betrayed by college classmates. I thought my career was over before it began. The morning decrees gave me the strength to go back to class with my head held high, not as a victim but as a witness. Maybe in 3 hours you will be in bed again, with the scene of injustice replaying in your mind, remembering that you saw this video and still did not reach out. Maybe at the next family gathering you will feel the same look of contempt and regret not having the armor that was being offered. Maybe on the next bank statement, you will see the same inexplicable bleeding and wonder why you did not seal the breaches when you had the chance. The link is in the first pinned comment, pinned for you, not for everyone. For you, who needs to get through the next affront with the instrument in hand. Click now. And when you do that, when you open that link, you are not buying a book. You are accepting an instrument that Solomon prepared for your ordinary day. And what you will understand next when you hear the Hebrew word that is coming now will change the way you read everything that has happened so far. The Hebrew word that defines exactly what is happening to you is mishpat. Pronounce it with me in a low voice wherever you are. Mishpat. Mishpat means justice, but it is not just that. It is the retributive and restorative justice of God in action. It is the act of God intervening in history to set right what is crooked, to restore what was stolen, to vindicate his people. It is not just a dictionary translation. It is a word that describes an event, an intervention, a sovereign act. And when you hear this word, something inside you calms down. Because it was already happening inside you. You just didn't have a name for it. And about this word, it is written in Psalm 4, verse 8. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. It is not a promise for the future. It is a declaration of state. Joseph of Egypt knew Mishpat up close. Betrayed by his brothers, sold as a slave, falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, thrown into a prison. His problem was not the series of misfortunes, it was a direct attack on his destiny. The instrument he used in prison was not an escape plan. It was the management of his own pain. He interpreted the dreams of the baker and the cupbearer. He organized the prison. He used his gift even at the bottom of the pit. He operated his calling in the exact place of his sentence. And the turning point came when Pharaoh had a dream that no one could interpret. The gift that Joseph kept alive in prison was what put him on the throne of Egypt. And what Joseph had to improvise in the pit you can do now with a guide in hand. The instrument that Solomon left recorded is the same one that is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Let me stop for a full minute and put everything you have just heard into simple words, without poetry, without metaphor, just the facts. Fact 1. There is a spirit of injustice that has attacked you. Fact 2. It operates by stealing your peace, your resources, and your identity. Fact 3. Joseph of Egypt was the target of this same attack, and the Mishpat of God vindicated him. Fact 4. Your hesitation, which you call prudence, is exactly what this spirit needs to convince you to accept defeat in the next affront. There are 3 types of calling that are being tested now by the spirit of injustice. You are one of these 3 types. When I name yours, your spirit will leap in recognition. The first type is the seed bearer. You carry a promise, a gift, a potential that the enemy saw before you did. He attacks your reputation so that no one will trust the seed you carry. The second type is the guardian of silence. You saw what you should not have, heard what you could not, and you chose silence out of honor. The adversary attacks you with isolation so that your silence becomes a prison. The third type is the bridge builder. You have the gift of reconciling, of uniting, of restoring. The attack comes in the form of betrayal, coming precisely from those for whom you built the bridge. And about your type, heaven had already sealed 3 names. The first name is guardian of your own harvest. Your function is to learn to close the barn to thieves and to celebrate what is yours by right. The instrument of Solomon teaches you to set the landmarks of your property. The second name is architect of selective walls. Your function is not to isolate yourself, but to learn who has access to the garden and who stays outside the wall. The third name is ambassador of your own joy. Your mission is to live your blessing so fully that your joy becomes the very weapon of war. If one of these 3 names has struck you more forcefully, write the number below in the comments, 1, 2, or 3. This is your first act of taking possession of your identity, and these 3 weapons alone are a memory. With an instrument, they become a covering. To recognize the cycle without having the instrument that Solomon left is to receive the diagnosis without the treatment. And furthermore, there are 4 portals of access that the spirit of injustice uses that I cannot open here. Not for lack of time, but for density. Each one needs its own page with the exact counterweapon, and while I do not deliver them here, the spirit of injustice knows them all. The guide delivers them, but before I release you, there is one last point. The last obstacle is not the enemy. It is a voice inside you that sounds dangerously reasonable. It is the fear of appearing ungrateful. It is the fear that by accepting an instrument, you are telling God that what he has already done was not enough. It is false piety. It is pride dressed as humility. God does not give you strength so that you refuse the weapons he himself has forged for your battle. To accept the instrument is not to doubt the strength. It is to honor the general's strategy. Now I want you to close your eyes wherever you are, place your right hand on your chest, and repeat with me in a low voice, if you need to, but let it come out of your mouth. Father, I surrender to you the weariness that has accumulated in recent months. I surrender the pain of betrayal, the weight of accusation, the fatigue of fighting. I release you from the fear of appearing ungrateful. This is the most subtle chain. My urgency is my gratitude, and I receive now the 3 names that have been sealed upon me: guardian of my own harvest, architect of selective walls, ambassador of my own joy. Not for me to boast, but for me to remember, for me to walk through what is coming with them, in my mouth, in my posture, in my chest. And before the voice that is coming now, I need you to hear something. The intensity of what you have been through in recent months is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that you are exactly where you have always known you should be. If this strikes you now, right below, I receive the turning point. And now the Father's voice. Listen, son, daughter, I saw you. I saw you that night when the accusation came. I never lost sight of you. I never closed the seat at my table that has your name on it. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands. The chair is yours. The pride for your just heart has never been withheld from you. And there is a voice that is speaking inside you now. A voice that says, "This is not for me, this is for someone with greater faith. I need you to hear this from me now. You have permission. You have permission to receive what you have not earned. You have permission to occupy the chair at the table without having to justify. You have permission to let the version of you that needed to suffer to feel worthy die." Solomon did not prepare this instrument for those who are already ready. He prepared it for those who are tired. And the one who is tired is you now. I now extend my hand towards your house and decree a covering of sealing over all that belongs to you, over your table, that it may be a place of peace and not of contention. I declare a covering over your children and your spouse if you have them. May the mental confusion that has attacked you not reach them. And I decree a covering over your work, over your hands. May all that is sown in righteousness flourish in abundance. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. Before I release you, I want you to walk with me to a room you have not yet seen with your physical eyes. Do not force it. Just let the image come. There is a long, dark wooden table. The light comes from above, from a place you cannot identify. There are people sitting there. Some you have loved and are already gone. Others you have not yet met. The faces look like family. And there is an empty chair near the head of the table. Your shape is carved into it. The wood remembers you. Solomon is at the head of the table and he nods as if to say, "We were waiting for you." You are not creating this scene, you are remembering it. The chair has always been yours. Only you were missing. Do not say amen yet. Sit in this for a moment, feel the weight of what has just happened. Now you can say amen. The Solomon Code is waiting for you in the first pinned comment right below with the ritual of sleep and the 7 morning decrees. For less than 2 coffees, because a guardian of your own harvest without a covering rots at the next affront, and the adversary is counting on the next affront. It is not an expense, it is an instrument, and Solomon prepared it for you to get through what is coming with a firm hand, not empty-handed, with a 7-day guarantee. The risk is ours, the hand is yours. Click now, while the decree is still alive in your chest, not tomorrow, not after the shower. Because he who leaves it for later, leaves it for never. And the adversary already knows this. In the next 3 hours he will speak inside you, not in a loud voice. In sequence, 5 short sentences. Do you really need to spend this money now? Wait for another sign, don't be impulsive. This is not for you, you are not strong enough. If it were from God, it would be free. You can handle this on your own, you don't need help. 5 waves. He tries from 5 angles. In one of them, you will yield. Today, now, before the next affront, not later. Today. And Solomon will stand with you. And before you go, think of a specific person. Not many. 1. The person whose name came to you now when I said that. The person who has been silent, faithful, unseen, attacked in the same way. Someone who has been coming home carrying a weight that is not theirs. Someone who needs the same sealing you have just received. Send this video to them. They are waiting for this word to arrive. Perhaps it will be your hand that delivers it. It is not a favor from you. It is a service, and heaven sees. If you have gone through this video to the end, comment below, Amen received, and send this video to that specific person who came to your mind. It is done. What was delivered here has been delivered. You are not the same person you were when you pressed play. You are deeply loved. You have never been forgotten. The chair is yours and so it is sealed. The next affront can wait another 10